Hello everyone. Let us see the next topic, that is proxy design pattern. So what is proxy design pattern? Its motivation, its diagram, and its applicability, structure. The same manner in which how we were following in the previous patterns even. Uh, let's see what is proxy. It's a placeholder for another object to control access to it. It is just a placeholder, means here also it acts like a mediator between two different entities. So which are the two entities he has taken here to explain this, that will see. But before that, another name given for this proxy is a surrogate. Proxy is a pattern wherein it acts like a placeholder. If you just remember the placeholder is nothing but it does the task of whatever comes from the other end. It just forwards it to the opposite end. I can say. Consider a document editor that can embed graphical objects in a document. Some graphical objects like a large raster images can expensive be created. So what is this all about? Motivation is, let me tell you an example here from this diagram. An image is present on a disk. So this is a disk content, and this is a memory content, that is random access memory. So this is a secondary one, and this is a primary memory. And what is the intention of taking this diagram and trying what he has tried to explain here is, from the disk, as the only an images has to be taken, and it has to be rendered to the text editor. So wherever the text in a text editor, wherever the diagram is needed, so it has to take the image from here, and then it has to pass on to here whenever a request comes from the text document to the image proxy, an image proxy. So here name of a proxy is an image proxy. Why? Because it only renders, or it only extracts the image from the disk. So that's why it is called as a image proxy. In the same manner, you can have different proxies also, wherein the work of an image, the work of a proxy is to just forward the request and just then take the results back um, from the server. So here, why I'm using the word server, because this is uh, acting like a placeholder. So because of that, I often use the word, because whenever you come across a client server concept, in that there will be a middle component even. Okay, next, in this document or in this, so the same thing is a continuation in this diagram, wherein we have the document editor. In the document editor, we'll be having certain drawing tools, that is graphic draw, get, extend, store, load. So these functions will place the images whenever it is being taken from the image database. It passes on to the document editor. So certain functions is being taken even in the image proxy, and even in the graphics will identify what type of a image it is. So based on this code, it will see whether it is a if image is equal to 0. If image is equal to 0, then it will be loading an image, otherwise it will not load an image. So based on the conditions, it will recognize whether it is a image or not an image. Okay, and next application. So remote proxy provides a local representative for an object in a different address spaces. In a different address spaces, it locates that. That is, it acts like a local representative. So just it renders the data and just pass it on to the wherever it is required. Virtual proxy creates expensive objects on demand. Virtual on Virtual proxy is something wherein on demand certain objects are to be created, and then those objects or those images are to be present in that. And next, the protection proxy controls access to the original object. So what is this protection proxy? A protection proxy is something which takes the which preserves the images, and which preserves the images from being disturbed, and the smart reference is a replacement of a bare pointer that forms additional actions when an object is accessed. So these are some of the applicability, and this is a structure wherein these are the participants. Participants are proxy, next subject, graphics, that is a module which takes care of which are the images present over there, and real subject or real images will be present at the a database, that is a secondary storage, you can say. So all these collaborate each other to form a proxy design pattern. Consequences: the proxy introduces level of indirection when accessing an object. The additional indirection has many users. So these are the users of a proxy design pattern. Implementation: only three steps are there for for implementing this design pattern. Overloading the member access operator in C++. Using does not undertake, understand, and in small talk. Proxy don't always have to know the type of a real object. So it doesn't need to know what is the real object is. It just have to send from one place to the other place. So here it sends it from the secondary storage to the other storage. So these are the other related patterns in the proxy design pattern. So we have completed this proxy design pattern. Only we have left out is the adapter one. So here is an adapter. We'll see the same concept as we proceed further. What is an adapter pattern? Adapter converts an interface of a class into another interface claims except. Adapter lets class work together that could not otherwise because of incompatible interfaces. See, by this definition, it says that how the client wants, in the same manner the interface should be. Suppose if at all I provide some interface to the any machine, if it is not compatible, I should be in a position to give this correct interface how the client wants. Okay, so it should not be that whatever the interfaces I give for any system, it should be accepted by the other person. How the client wants, how the other user wants, because he is a person who will be using the machine throughout. So how he wants, in the same manner it has to be given. That can be provided by using an adapter design pattern. It's also called as a wrapper. Sometimes a toolkit class that's designed for reuse isn't reusable only because of the interfaces does not match to the domain specific interface of an application required. So here what he tells is, whenever it matches to your whenever an application matches to your as per your requirements, so then only you can able to uh, work with that application. So here consider an example of drawing editor that lets user draw and arrange graphical elements like polygons, lines, etc. into a pictures and diagrams. So here there is a drawing editor. For drawing editor, certain interface is required. So the person may draw the lines, he can draw the polygons. So how he wants a particular shape, he wants it to draw in the drawing editor. So that has to be selected and then it has to be placed on the working window we call. So it is just like your paintbrush, wherein if you select a particular shape, that shape will has to be displayed onto the working window. Working window means where you place, that is called as a working window. Same manner here also different shapes has to be placed onto the working window. So drawing editor shapes means it can select many shapes which is there in that application. Lines, if you want, you can draw the lines. Text shapes, different text shapes you can draw. If you see the plain paintbrush, or if you see the Microsoft Paint, so there are different styles will be there. So these are the drawing editor This is the drawing editor concept, and many shapes you can able to draw in that, and many text shapes you can draw. Meanwhile, an off-the-shelf user interface toolkit might already provide a sophisticated text view class for displaying and editing text. So whatever the text you will be writing, so that will be uh, placed on the working window. Application use the adapter pattern when you want to use the existing class. So based on the existing class only you can able to do that. You want to create a reusable class, at that time go for the adapter one, and you need to use several existing subclasses, but it's unpractical to adapt their interface by subclassing everyone. An object adapter can't adapt the interface of its parent class. So a parent class cannot be interfaced, and this is the structure wherein uh, we are taking some service from the adapter class, and this is the structure for that. And these are all the participants target client wants to take the service, and text view adaptic and adapter. Okay, and these are some of the collaborators and implementation. There are only two implementation steps. Normally we come across more number of implementation steps, but luckily you have only two implementation steps in this design pattern, that is adapter, and some of the related design patterns are the free bridge, decorator, and a proxy. So with this we shall end up the adapter pattern, and we'll see the further topic in the next video. Thank you.